We're very much weather dependent here, so some days we've got 30-40 boats out there, and we've got to really be conscious of how much water we're using. Well, a couple of weeks ago there we had a spell of 4 or 5 weeks with no rain, and it became a real issue here. Everyone had to kind of work together to make sure that we didn't run out of water. We try and cut down and use as little as possible, but obviously we're running a busy kitchen, it's difficult at times, but we get there and we manage, you know.
Scottish Water provides water for the whole of Scotland, so you've got massive big reservoirs in the central belt of Scotland, and then you come to areas that are very rural like this, where we have small boreholes, small reservoirs, and we have some small river intakes as well. As the climate changes, we do experience fluctuations in levels in the reservoirs. They do fill up, drop down, that's what they're designed to do. But on islands, we get quite an extreme fill and an extreme empty, so it's trying to keep the balance throughout the year. This is a typical example of the small membrane sites we have in rural communities. This treatment works has a big enough tank and a big enough capacity to run for about 48 hours while it's off. So if we have a breakdown of one of the modules, we can actually shut this plant down, bring somebody over from the mainland, do the repair, back up and running all within 2 days and still have water to spare. In the summer, that 48 hours can reduce to 8 hours in some instances. When our reservoirs get to a low level, there may be an alternative loch nearby that we can overpump from. Our last port of call is tankering. We don't want to run tankers all over the country, but sometimes we do have to do that to small communities. And so we bring tankers on the ferries over to small communities like this, and one tanker could keep that island going for 24 hours. And some of the smaller islands that do not have reservoirs and they have nowhere to build reservoirs, we drill a shaft into the ground and we take the natural water, bring it out and treat it and put it into supply. Our biggest challenge on the rural islands is tourism. We have treatment works that feed the community 9 months out of the year, no problem at all, with some capacity. But in these 3 or 4 months through the summer, the tourism can increase the population by 4 to 5 times. We also have small music festivals, and that can bring a population from 400 or 500 to 4,000 or 5,000. So we try and work with the organiser of these events, try and educate the tourists when they come over to use the water wisely. It's a precious resource. Tourism is essential for the communities, but it does bring with it a lot of challenges when it comes to the water supply. It's very, very difficult to manage from a water point of view. So we try and educate the tourists as they come onto the island, educate the businesses giving water to the tourists. The most important people are the communities that we serve. They understand what it's like from a long time ago when they didn't have a public supply, and they are our biggest ally for people that come to the islands and that come to small communities as well.